Hey guys, it's Brittany and I'm super duper excited. I just got off of work and I came home to this Amazon package here on my front porch, and I wanted to share with you guys what it is. I wanted to capture my first opening of it and all of that so you can really see what it is that I'm getting and go from there. So with further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. I ordered one of the Jessica Hair wigs. I will put the link in the description box below. It came in this yellow Amazon packaging, and it says Jessica Hair on it, and that's pretty much it. So I have my scissors here. I'm gonna cut it open and we're gonna just go through it and see what's in here, because sometimes I think it's important to see exactly how stuff comes shipped to you so you know what to expect. And I'm just cutting the top of it off so that you know what to expect and you know what's going in there. Sometimes people don't share all the lovely details and how things are, so I wanted to include that. Plus, I'm super excited. Okay, so opening it, there's nothing else in here. It comes in a box, and that's it. Okay, and the box says Jessica Hair. This is really cute packaging. It says Jessica Hair, and it has like a WhatsApp number, Instagram, email. Okay, so I'm opening the box. And this is the hair. It's in like a giant Ziploc freezer bag style. I'll put that to the side. It comes, I got 2 nail files. I'm not sure why I have nail files, but 2 pink nail files. They're cute. They will be used. And then I also have a wig cap, a black, it looks like a net wig cap. So there's that. And that's it that's in there. So I'm going to toss this stuff to the side and get straight to the wig, because that's what we're here about. Hopefully this wig is what it's supposed to. There was tons of pictures. I'm hoping that this wig looks like exactly what I saw online, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be so hurt, you guys. So hurt. So I'm pulling it out of the bag. And it does come in a net. Ooh, okay, so it comes in a net. Toss that to the side. There's some stuffing on the inside. So this is the wig. So initially, the one that I got is it is not a full lace cap. It is just the 13x7 lace frontal, I believe. So looking at the hair feels really great. It feels like regular hair. Oh, I'm going to tell you if there's a smell. Okay, so it does have a slight smell. It has that weave smell, not the corn chip smell, but just like this is fresh weave smell. It has that smell. I don't know if it's like a perfume they spray on the hair. I don't know. But I know how to get rid of that. So this is how the inside of the cap looks. I'm hoping this is close enough so you guys can see. This is the inside of the cap. The part is already, I see a part is already set here. It looks like it is a side part, but I mean, you could also make it a middle part. I mean, since it is lace, this is the lace on the front. And like I said, I only have the 13x7 lace front, not the full lace cap. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 combs. There are a total of 4 combs, 2 on the sides, 1 here in the crown, and then 1 at the back. There is a little bit of lace here at the back. There is a little bit of lace there at the back, so maybe if you wanted to cut that and try to, you know, just for pulling it up purposes, you could, but I'm not going to do that. I plan to wear this one down here. I see a few baby hairs that are cut, but I don't see a whole lot of pre-plucking. Like, it's been pre-plucked, but for me, and I feel like for the best, you know, ability of this unit, I would say to go in and pluck some more. I definitely will be doing that. I definitely will be bleaching the knots, tinning the lace, and going back in and really breaking some of this up just to keep it from looking as wiggy. But I'm super excited, and it's the same on the other side. How I'm judging it is basically by looking at the side of the wig. I'm seeing, like, you know, usually when it's been pre-plucked, there's kind of a pattern, you know, like a back and forth pattern here near the lace, and I'm not really seeing that. So overall, I'm really shocked about this wig, but hopefully this out of the box thing can show you guys what it looks like. Hey guys, it's Brittany and I am back with another video, and this time I'm reviewing this hair, which is Jessica hair. This is a 12-inch unit and is 150 density. I'm not sure exactly what this curl pattern is, but I will put the link to the unit in the description box below. And I did get this unit off of Amazon, so that's exciting. So it's my first time doing it. I understand that it's not perfect. You know, it's definitely not my best attempt. My best is yet to come. But I do want to give somebody some tips and advice that I learned that can help them so that their first installation can be even better than mine. So let's jump into it. So first off, like I said, this is 12 inches. So this is the length of the hair. The curl pattern is absolutely great. It's 150 density. It does feel to me a little bit on the finer side. If you like a lot of thick full hair, then you're gonna need more than 150 density, but to me, I like how big it fluffs out very nice. I like more fluffy, bigger hair. With this unit wet, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So right after I installed it, and even if when I left earlier before I went to my little Christmas dinner, I wet the hair down, just took some water, ran through it, and it was wet and hanging, and it just looked amazing. And over time, you know, between me doing this and it drying out, it just got bigger and bigger, which I love also. So the lace did come pre-plucked. This is the 13x7, I believe, frontal closure. There was lace in the front, 4 combs on the inside, and then there was a little bit of lace in the back. I'm not sure if that was for just to be there. I don't know. I guess then you could cut it off and glue it down in the back if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I actually just cut that piece of lace off. Don't plan on putting this unit up in any type of manner. I will probably do like a slick back or something, but not pulling it up. So the first tip is when installing any frontal unit, I feel like that is not for the faint. It's not for the weak. Installing a frontal unit is a lot. It was an all-day process between YouTubing and researching, getting the products together, reading reviews, plucking, bleaching knots, all that. It was an all-day process. So if you want, you know, great results, you're going to have to put some time and some effort and some research into it. It's not something that you can do an hour before you go out and it come out bomb diggity. It's just not going to happen. Tip number 2, it's okay if it doesn't come out perfect. This is my first time. This is definitely, you know, when I first did it, I was like, but I was like, Brittany, it's your first time. Once I did my makeup and everything, I was like, okay. And I still have a few modifications I want to make. But for my first attempt, I think it was really good. So don't be too hard and critical on yourself because yours doesn't look like that YouTube person. You know, it's okay. As long as you're not looking crazy. Just take what you learned and try it again. That's the beauty of these units. You can take it off and try it again. Just make sure that you're really careful with the lace. And that takes me into tip number 3. Make sure you measure and cut the lace. You measure and lay the lace before cutting it or plucking it. So I did a lot of plucking to my lace before I installed it, and then once I got it installed, I realized it was coming down way too far and I had to cut all that off. So I still have to go back now and pluck further back because that, you know, if I had to put it on and kind of pluck with it on, or even if I just sat it on my head and kind of marked to see where I wanted it to fall, I think my plucking would have been a lot more beneficial and I would have got more out of it and it wouldn't have been so stressful for me. So put the unit on and kind of just see. You can use like a white eyeliner pencil or something and just kind of mark and see where do you want the hairline to go? Where do you want it to come down at in comparison to your eyebrows? Where do you want your sideburns to fall? Things like that. That will really help you when it comes time to put the glue on and lay that lace, girl, okay? So tip number 4, you don't have to use Gots to Be. So everybody is using the Gots to Be glue, the Freeze Blast, all of that. If that's what you want to use and you already have it, then great. But don't feel like you have to use the same stuff that everybody else is using. I did not use any Gots to Be to lay this down. I used some Chi hairspray, the helmet head, to lay down my stocking cap. It worked just as great. And then to actually adhere the lace, I use the Ghost Bond glue. Just based on the reviews and the videos that I watched, I really liked what I heard about the Ghost Bond, so that's what I'll use. There's plenty other adhesives out there that you can use. Make sure you do use your research and take whatever precautions about your skin that you can, but you don't feel like you have to use Got2b. I saw a lot of people talking about that it was flaky and things like that. That could be due to maybe them not doing the alcohol before, or, you know, putting it down with their finger, whatever. But I chose to just try something different and use what I already had, and I feel like I was somewhat successful. So tip number 5. This is a big one. You will see the lace. So I feel like YouTube and social media and everything is just very misleading, that you're gonna cut this lace and it's just gonna melt into your skin and you're never gonna see it. Yes, there are things you can do to conceal it and make it appear less noticeable, but inevitably when someone gets right up on you, you're gonna see the lace. So I'm just gonna zoom in so you guys can see my hairline. So right here, the hair is still pretty dense, and like I said, I want to go in and pluck this more, but especially when you get right here where I plucked a little really over plucked, here you can see this lace. I mean, if someone got really close up on me, they could see the lace. These sides look a little bit better, but you're gonna see the lace up close. I don't care how many stocking caps you put on and how many, it's gonna be there. So it's not gonna just disappear. It would be great if it did, but it's not, you know. So it's okay if you still see lace. It's okay. There's things you can do. If you like baby hairs, you can do the baby hair thing. If you don't, I actually like more soft baby hair, so I used a little bit of foaming wrap to swoop some hairs, and then when it dried, I just took a comb and kind of ruffled it, and I like that look a little bit more. So that's just inevitable. So moving on to tip number 6. When you install your stocking cap, if you do the stocking cap method, make sure that you spray your hairline where your edges are, not on your forehead. Now, this may seem like rocket science, like you already, you know, it's not rocket science, Brittany, it's easy. But I made the mistake of spraying all down here. So all of this got waxed today because I had to pull it all back up just to cut and try to follow my natural hairline. So make sure when you do it that you mark out where your hairline is and how you want it to fall. You may want it to fall differently. I actually did want it to, my hairline actually kind of comes down far here and goes up really far and comes, it's kind of weird. I actually wanted to cover that because why would I want it like that? But make sure that you spray your hairline and all of that, because that is where you're going to actually have to cut that stocking cap, and that will help speed up your process. So you don't need to spray way down here to do that. So tip number 7, for beginners, I would recommend starting with pre-plucked lace. Okay, so if you start with a full frontal unit, good for you if you feel confident that you can pluck it. But that's a lot of plucking, and I think for someone who maybe not be as comfortable with this method, it's better to start with something pre-plucked, and that's what I did. So it's, you know, it was already kind of plucked, but I still can go in and pluck more without having to pluck an entire hairline start to finish. That's a lot. If you want to do it and you're up for it, kudos to you. But for beginners who maybe are not so far up to or a little bit more nervous about it like I was, I'll say start with the pre-plucked lace. I just can't imagine having done this with a full frontal and having to pluck it. I'm not ready for that. I'm not. So I will be doing pre-plucked lace. Okay. Tip number 8, it's gonna look different. So doing your frontal units, just like I said, it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna look different. It's not gonna look like your natural God-given hair. It's gonna look different because it is not your hair, and that is okay. Like I said, as long as you don't look crazy, make sure that you're kind of going easy on yourself, because it's gonna look a little different than what you're used to, especially if you're not used to wearing extensions of any type. You're really gonna have to get used to it, and you're really gonna have to open the idea of how the look is gonna look. This goes into number 9. I say if you install the frontal yourself, don't judge your frontal work until you have put on some makeup. When I first installed my frontal, I did not have on any makeup, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling, like, no. This is gonna have to come off. I gotta figure out how to get this off. Once I got my makeup on, my friend was like, I don't think it's that bad. When I put my makeup on, that's when I realized that, you know what, it's not. Like, okay, I did pretty it for my first time. So don't really judge your work until after you get some makeup on, and then maybe if you want to make adjustments from there, you can. But just take your time and throw some lashes on and see, you know, and watch the whole look come together. Tip number 10 is make sure that you have a little bit of black or dark brown hair dye on hand if you plan on bleaching your knots. I did bleach my knots, which means under the lace cap, I bleach my knots so that I don't have a bunch of little dots in there on the scalp and it looks a lot more scalp-like. However, if you've not used to bleaching knots, even if you are, which I've bleached knots plenty of times, but even with this unit, I made the mistake of leaving the bleach on too long, and some of the bleach bled through the cap. It actually got on the hair. So with that being said, have a little black or dark brown, whatever. I put jet black on this unit after, you know, doing all my customizations. But make sure you have a little bit of color in a little toothbrush or a small color brush to go back and correct where you have those spots, because you don't want to leave those little holidays, is what we used to call it in hair school. You don't want to have those spots all throughout your unit because it'll just look ridiculous, you know? So with that being said, that was my 10 tips. Overall, I would give this unit definitely, I would say a 9 out of 10. The only reason I would not give it a 10 is because I feel like the lace could have been a little bit darker. It wasn't, you know, completely just white or gray, but I think it could have been a little bit darker. That would have been great. Also, I think as for the density of the hair, it could have been a little bit fuller. You know, this is saying 150. I'm not really sure how to measure that, but you know, I think it could have been a little bit fuller also. But other than that, I really like the unit. I think for the price, it's a very good starter unit, and it's amazing. You know, I really think I did pretty good job for my first time. And like I said, there's some things that I'm going to learn and do differently with my next application and my next unit. But I think if you're wanting to try frontal, this is a good unit to start with. It's, like I said, very affordable. And because it's already pre-plucked and it's not too much hair on there, it can be a little bit more forgiving for you. So overall, I like this unit. I can't wait to fully wet it and see how it does, see how the Ghost Bond holds up, things like that. So if you guys have any questions or comments, or if you have advice on things that I can do differently with my lace, please drop them below, because you know, I'm just being humble out here and I'm trying to get better and better and better at doing this. This is my first time, so go easy on me. But if you got that knowledge, I need you to drop it in the comment section below. But thank you guys, and good luck on your next frontal.